finding is because of the size of my catalog. So then that was one of the things that we realized. We're like, oh shit, like this might be too hard for him to evaluate my stuff to in order to pull it out. So we realized we're like, okay, you're gonna have to work with these stewards and see what can be pulled out of the stewards and stuff like that as well.
So is it like I'm familiar with like labels and stuff because even with like Twitch, like for streaming, like if somebody gets signed to Twitch, they are required to make a certain amount of streams. So is Twitch, they pay you though first. So they'll, I guess that's the advance. They'll say, we'll give you 40 million to come to Twitch. You have to record every whatever.
So Twitch, what they do is they will take your streams that you have set up, right? And your analytics is what they use to go to the bank to get your money. You notice how it has a 60-day turnaround, 30 to 60-day turnaround? They're taking your analytics, your numbers, and that's called telemetry. That telemetry is then used at the bank in the contract. So you have your telemetry and your contract. They go to the bank. They said, this person did this many numbers. I got to give them this much money. They're doing a disbursement on your behalf out of your own trust. Okay?
Interesting.
So that's basically them just pulling money out on your behalf. You could do it yourself. You don't have to have them as the middle person. You could stream yourself.
Okay, wait. I'm kind of close to understanding it. Like for streaming, Twitch makes money off of the ads and the Amazon subscriptions, right? That people put for that streamer. So if that streamer made like 5 million that month, like yeah, the 30-day thing happens is they still have to wait to get their money. But for specifically for streamers who got moved to Twitch, they've like bought them out to come to Twitch. So is it like when they have to, but these people have to stream a certain amount of times versus just if you just streamed on your own, you can stream whenever you want. But these people have to stream a certain amount of times and they still make ad money. They still make like subscribers and stuff, but they were paid to come here for like 40 million, let's say. So then the Twitch, I guess, like what would you use for the labels? Like first there's Twitch paying them 40 million and then there's the streamer having to, I guess, do the, I think you said like, I don't remember the word you used to describe the things that they have to do to fulfill their thing.
Deliverables.
The deliverables, yeah. And then it is the 40 million an advance? Like, is that considered an advance?
No, that wouldn't be considered an advance. So the thing is it's literally dependent on whatever contract is put in place. Okay. So that's something that's really important to remember is each moment that you walk into, somebody set up a contract, right? And they said, well, we can move these people over and we can put like 40 million on the contract as the incentive, right? Take some value from this and put it towards this. And then they can pull from that 40 million as, like I said, with the bank from analytics, telemetry, and how their contract works. So it's just basically a larger disbursement.
So this, because I know that Twitch, I don't think they would take the analytics and put it to the bank, but they take the analytics and give it to the advertiser. Well, like the advertisers.
They have to, and that's part of it.
So is that like in that scenario, would the advertisers be like the bank?
So in this scenario, here's the thing. When it comes down to the advertisers, why do you think they want the analytics?
Because they want their product to be, like, they want to know how much their product.
Why do you think they want the numbers?
So that they can get sales?
No, that has nothing to do with it. The more numbers that you have reflects to the bank. It's telemetry.
So the advertisers are going to the bank?
The bank, advertisers, the corporations, Twitch, all of them, they all have their own deals. So they all have their own contracts, their own sections and everything. This is the thing. A lot of these companies cross-reference each other in contracts. They all make their own side deals. They all do their own things off to the side. When it comes down to ads, you just really have to ask yourself, why do advertisers want people to view them?
From my understanding, those numbers basically turn into net worth. It increases their net worth.
So the thing is if I go ahead and I say I have a show,
Mhm.
and that show gets 1 million streams, and I have a deal ahead of the show because of Twitch, right? And the advertiser. There would be a contract that's put in place, and that contract determines how much per stream. And you can do it like this per stream. You could do it per somebody viewage.
Yeah.
Yep. You're the one that makes the mechanics in the contract. You make it. So and what's unfortunate is they're making the contract without us. So you're not able to go ahead and actually pick the numbers out. You negotiate. So they're doing it without you.
Right.
Right.
I had like sponsors before on my own videos, and they would give me a contract, and I would typically be able to negotiate, but yeah, and like when they give you the contract, I have to do the deliverable. I have to make the video, do the 30-second ad. They have to agree with it. And then afterwards, after like months, they would pay me like the sum of money, But the requirement first is that I need to be getting a certain amount of average views. What's my demographics? All these analytics.
Because you have to fulfill their contract. And if you don't fulfill it, then their contract doesn't work as an asset for them. Yeah. So there's like if Morgan doesn't fulfill his contract, then I can't add it to my net worth. Right. But he filled it so I could do that, right?
Yeah.
He can add it to his and I add to mine. A record label, if I sign an artist for $1 billion as a record label, I'm not just signing the artist for $1 billion and now, because remember I said trust don't work the same way as cash. So I don't just go ahead and sign an artist for $1 billion and I give them $1 billion cash. No, I sign them for $1 billion artist contract, and now they're worth $1 billion, and I've added $1 billion to my net worth.
And is it because they're projected to make a certain amount, or
It's because they're projected
to make that certain amount?
Yeah. So basically, their deliverables are projected to make a certain amount in the future. Remember, we're working from base value right now. So there's a thing in like accounting, it's called the floor and the ceiling. Everything that we're doing right now is just floor. We're just on the floor. And that way, when you're on the floor, they can't say that you inflated any numbers. There's no nobody can say you did anything fake or anything. You're at the bare minimum. You're not even touching what you actually could claim. A lot of these people, like Jeff Bezos, they're touching the ceiling. They definitely inflate themselves.
So is that like you botting and like street, like when the people do the streams and they like fake the numbers?
Well, inflating in this case would mean that they go ahead and they pick the ceiling for their network every single time. So
chances are they could fulfill
it. Here's the thing. A lot of these people have Mars as their asset. Okay? I'm sorry, but y'all niggas did not go to fucking Mars. You did not go to Mars. But here's the thing: since the 90s, you have Richard Branson, 40 billion on his net worth to go to Mars.
Wait. I actually think
that's literal.
No, I'm being serious. Elon has Mars on his net worth.
Okay, hold on.
Jeff Bezos has Mars on his net worth.
Hold on, though. So basically, if you have a rocket, technically,
if you have Mars, a rocket plan,
even a plan, but as long as you have that makes sense.
As long as you have the plan,
because we can't tell the future, right?
Because it's a long-term thing.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
In 50 years. Hoping that would be possible. I already have claim to it.
Like the fact that they
raise my net worth based on that.
The fact that they were even able to give me a sponsor,
the ceiling.
Not knowing how my video will perform, but just based on my average, they're able to So it's kind of like, based on my rocket ship and my whole entire company that specializes in rockets, I should technically be able to put Mars on my network.
Exactly.
How much? I don't know if it's money or net worth Yeah, I'm very hungry. I am.
Does anyone want anything we can Uber Eats?
How much did, I guess it would be the United States, gain from selling the idea that they went to the moon?
That's a good.
So that's an asset.
Because we know
that's an asset.
We don't know
if there's anyone here that really believes that they went back in 1950 something.
Yeah. And we haven't went ever since.
You don't believe they went to the moon?
Not
The
They went to the
atmosphere,
moon.
the atmosphere is so.
They went to the moon.
They're
they
trying-
astral projected to
I was
the
gonna
moon.
say
I believe
astral
that.
This is the
Whether or
thing.
not their physical bodies went there, I very highly doubt.
Why
it.
is it so hard to believe that at that time period?
That it's more beneficial to fake it
I don't even
and
think they
get
have
all
the
the
power
money
to
off
actually
of all the
travel.
attention and
I
all
don't
the
think
whatever.
Yeah,
That's
there,
right.
it's
I
so
believe they have the
basically,
power to do that. They've collected a lot of spiritual and ancient knowledge to do a lot of stuff.
a lot of stuff is an
Yeah.
asset. A lot of
Right.
stuff is an asset, and a lot of stuff is, it's literally why countries have the treasuries in the first place, is because, like, especially the United States, what's messed up for them, they would go ahead and use the moon as an asset, which they do. Like, it's literally, NASA is entirely built off of that research, right?
Yeah.
So that's the whole thing, is a lot of things people do use as assets, but there's then the reversal at that point, right? If the United States can do it, why can't
But
we?
that's a good point. But I just want to ask one thing because it would blow my mind. Do you think, I mean, probably is, but does somebody have as an asset ownership the cure to cancer? Like, we don't even know if it can cure cancer, but does somebody claim, yeah, I mean, we're researching it, so that means we own the cure to cancer.
Dr. Sebi's estate actually, because of the court in the 80s. So the thing is when you go to court, that's how evaluators work. An evaluator, when I was talking to him, he's just like, is there any court cases around your assets? And I'm like, my assets? No, I'm not in court. He's like, no. Who's had to pay for likeness and who's had to pay for this in court, music, different things, because they go look at the court cases to determine value and to determine ownership. So on paper, literally since the 80s, Dr. Zebi was the person in court curing cancer.
Yeah.
So that's
proved in court.
He proved it. Over 40 people spoke on his behalf.
Oh, so when you say cancer, what type of cancer? All cancer?
He had over 40 people of multiple versions of cancer speak on his behalf, and he cured them in the 80s, 84.
So does he have that as like a net worth ownership, like a ownership?
His estate does, because he passed, right?
Right.
So his estate does, and that was something that put his estate in lots of danger.
Why though? It's only net worth.
Yeah, people don't know that. Why do you think people keep saying eat the rich every single day, and like all the rich that they want to eat can't even touch their money?
And also think about the fact that something like that is going up against the big pharma.
Yeah,
That is a huge threat to them.
Oh, right.
Because they have built their entire system on making the masses believe that you have something that can never be cured.
Yeah.
And in order to placate you, we're going to give you more poison that will keep you alive, but won't make you well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that was a huge threat to them because they've built $1 trillion industry.
I mean, AI companies are doing it right now. People will be like, we're going to take down these AI companies. We have the plan on how we're going to do it. And then next thing you know, OpenAI is showing up to their house and they're just like, you better stop doing that or we're going to. And it's just like, yo, like.
I complained to OpenAI last summer about something and they put ChatGPT 5. Yeah. I don't know why.
Wait.
I complained to them about something and they upgraded the whole system in a week. I don't know why. I'm just putting it out there.
But like, what did you think? I probably can't ask, but
yeah, no, I don't know why, but I do know. But also the thing is like, I just figured everybody's using ChatGPT to like figure out their books. Like I figured that as like
just for context, the guy that was talking about his plan on how he's going to take down OpenAI, he was talking in ChatGPT. So the fact that they came to his house is like, it's kind of like what you said, is like, yeah, they're reading the messages and they're like, if they see something concerning, they're gonna come and stop you. So yeah,
for sure.
Yeah.
My email to them though was like, hey, like there's a threshold, because there was a threshold. I apparently hit a threshold on being able to send in something on the chats, and I was like, how's there a threshold? And like, it doesn't say anything on the website or anything like that. I paid for it, I'm a paid user, and I'm just like, here, I'm trying to do $1 trillion negotiations, and you guys block me from doing this. And then they like messaged me and they're like, we really value the work that you're doing. Like you've done this for us and da da da. I'm like, okay, interesting. Then the next week, chat GPT 5. And then I no longer had the problem. My problem was solved by them upgrading the system.
Right.
So I'm like, that's really weird. Like, I don't know if I'm like a case study or something where they're like, we made this 1 trillion now.
That's interesting. That kind of stuff like happens. I've been hearing it happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like I mean, think about it. They have nothing to do. Like, not saying they have nothing to do, but you know how you're explaining the stewards? Technically, the stewards have like nothing to do aside from what they have to do.
Yeah.
OpenAI, they have nothing to do aside from what they have to do. So that's one of the things they're gonna definitely hire people to do is monitor everybody's chats. That lets us.
And here's
algorithms. There's algorithms.
People, employees, the more employees you have, more assets. Adds to your net worth. Even that.
Oh, employees are assets.
Yeah. Why do you think like Ford Motors or General Motors, when they say that they're bringing 1,500 jobs to Oshawa, and then the news says, oh yeah, they're not doing that anymore. And now people are going to go on strike because of it. The reason why they're going on strike is not just because people need jobs. That's somebody's asset. Okay, that's somebody's money. So typically, most of the time when it's a strike, it's actually like a unionized strike because they're like, hey, they're messing up our money. Send the boys out there, you know? But the thing is that's quite literally why you'll hear on the radio, oh, this one's hiring with this many jobs. We have 1,500 jobs. You'll hear that stuff, right? Because it's an asset. You know, when they go to a different town, it's a huge deal for me to go to a town and say, I can provide 1,200 jobs. Right. Huge. Any town would love that. You know, Bruce Willis tried it before the aphasia thing, but like where he went and he took a town and he tried to employ everybody in the town, but he started to gradually lose his mind. So if you have a plan, you didn't tell nobody about your plan, and here you're trying to build a whole town crazy in the 90s to do, and now you have aphasia. So now nobody knows how to follow through your plan or anything like that, right? So like, and now the entire town is sunk. Like their money's screwed because they lost all their jobs, and they're mad at him. But then when they saw that his health is deteriorated, they're like, how come he didn't just tell somebody? So like we could have like built with this man. We could have learned about the system from him.
So are we assets like to Canada?
Yes, you are. Yeah. Your birth certificate is
are slaves assets?
Yes.
Okay, interesting. So are kids assets?
Yes. So Dunn's roll, your birth certificate. Your birth certificate is for the. So basically, your birth certificate is the number that is given for your DUNS number. Your DUNS number is used for the central bank. I would take that as a country, go to the central bank with the DUNS number, and they would give me a specific set amount of money as a loan to add to the economy. Then I add that money to the economy, and then I charge you tax for the rest of your life and say that you owe me because you made me put all this money into the economy. How dare you? So that's
true. Yeah,
that's how it operates.
There's a lot of people. You're going to need to build a lot of more houses, and then you're putting on this.
Essentially, though, this is what we're saying when we say that this is the better term for this is kind of like consent that's orchestrated, okay? Because if you could do it on your own, which you absolutely can, okay? Yes, indigenous. How do you think indigenous people exist? They can't operate in the system.
Yeah, but I mean, like, we can't start one, right? Because how can we
sovereign? That's what a sovereign entity is.
But like, we can't make our own.
You can literally create your own government if you want.
Yes, you absolutely can. That's how cults do it all the time.
Oh.
So that's just misinformation that we can't do it?
Yeah.
It is. Of course it's misinformation. They don't want you to know that you can do it.
Like I have conversations with my brother about this stuff.
How do you think other countries exist?
Yeah, but they're on different land. Like I can't
No. It's not about land. That's terror. You're thinking terror laws. Okay. So terror laws are Roman laws. Okay.
Okay, but they have guns.
Doesn't matter. Everybody got guns,
No,
3D printers, and all.
But how would we would we have to make our own government and our own like literal country essentially legally?
So it would be a nationhood. So basically, there's lots of nationhoods on this planet right now operating that are just nations and do not have the land, and it's just people with a membership, right? Like a Jehovah's Witness.
Right. So that's technically
Moors.
So that's like
think of it like this, like the Canada is an incorporation. It's a business that they registered, incorporated, and grew to what it is today. It has nothing to do with the actual land that corporation.
Yeah, it's a legal fiction. It's a legal fiction.
Could you technically say that Netflix is a
it's a sovereign entity?
It is. Netflix, it's a sovereign entity. A country. It is.
Wow.
It's a sovereign entity.
Wow.
Just like how your incorporation is the body.
That's the whole purpose. So the only way that you get out of your slavery,
not your body, you created a body.
So it's considered a person.
Yeah. The only way a person gets out of their slavery with their country is to build assets. And then when you build assets, you put those assets into a body, an entity, which is a corporation, a trust, or any form of vehicle. And when you put your assets into it, then you break your contract. Okay? And when you break that contract, that's your sovereignty. There's nothing there's no form of paper, nothing. When I spoke to my elder last year, my elder said to me, he's like, that's the trick. He's like, that's literally the trick, is your sovereignty can't be sold to you. Your sovereignty is something that you're supposed to take.
Yeah.
So what's sovereignty represent?
Sovereignty is basically you having the ability to interact with other sovereign nations, land, and anything within your own power and operate it the way that you want. That also means economy, okay? That means that you can actually create your own economy within your own sovereign entity. And no, the rest of the world does not have to operate with how you do your thing, right? But if you have a collective of other sovereign entities, then you can all operate the same way legally within it. And that's when you have several sovereign entities approaching other systems. Right?
So it's like all based on like
existing, right?
Yeah.
And then you live in it so long, it's like ingrained into your programming, your subconscious, your behaviors, the way, like you said, the way you interact with the doctor. We go to them to depend on our lives. Many of us don't even take the time to like go internally to ask the divine, okay, when something's feeling off, what is this? And maybe what is the medicine? What is the answer? Where's the solution? Just to even internally give ourselves the power to say, where is there a possible solution? Where is the ailment? What is it? What is the root cause of it?
Okay, wait. That made me think of something. Explain how, if I ask myself what's wrong and my body can detect it, it will tell me what's wrong. But when I go to the doctors, they use certain technology that cannot detect it. Is there like the terminologies that you're using to explain what that is? Like what they're using something to measure something, and like I guess they're profiting out. Like let's say it's America and they're profiting off of me going there and I have to pay a bill and all these things. I have to pay for medication. Meanwhile, I just needed to freaking stretch my arm, and that's all the problem was. But they're giving me medication for anxiety. They're giving me medication for surgery to realign my spine and cut up my back, and they're doing all these things, right? But there's a way to
self-heal. Latin did the number on when it comes down to like medicine and everything. Like think about this. They will tell you that you have sinusitis, arthritis, and all these things. Itis in Latin means inflammation of. Okay, so that means anything that ends with itis just means that your body's inflamed right there. So if you knew to just go and deal with something of inflammation, then you could solve
the problems
over 20 diseases. You know, or ailments. But the thing, so the thing is what they do is they fragment you in your continuity. And when they fragment you so much, you lack agency and identity in order to implement the knowledge that you actually hold inside of yourself.
Wow.
And when you can just wrap your mind around and remember the fact that they've created this entire network, this entire system to literally keep you away from what you just said. I just need to check in with myself and my body will tell me. My spirit will tell me. They've literally created all of this to stop you from doing that and to be fully reliant and dependent on them.
And that is what?
So
sovereign, corporate,
to stop you from being sovereign.
To stop you from being sovereign.
Okay.
And here's this is one of the biggest
sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
So
sovereignty.
me having my own laws, my own rules, the way
That's
I take
sovereignty.
care of myself, that's sovereignty.
Yes.
So that is essentially my own, like.
That's your sovereignty.
Wow. And if I developed a tool or I don't know, something that helps me. What would that be called? Is that just an asset of my sovereignty or like what?
Yeah.
That's an asset. Yep. Why do you think they call spies assets?
Oh, what?
Spies, they call them assets. Because they do what? They help the like FBI, CIA, all of them are assets.
And the assets
it helps their business function.
So do assets keep you sovereign?
Yes.
Sovereign?
Yes.
Yes.
Assets give you your
Also,
sovereignty.
Can I suggest something? One thing I do to grasp the terms is like I literally check the etymology on every word I don't understand. I don't go just to dictionary. I'll go to the etymology and then just look at the etymology is the root word.
Yep.
Oh, I love that.
You love that.
English is
you
the
will.
worst language.
Yeah. When I
it's a
found
bastard's
out,
tongue.
When I found out, I didn't know this word etymology, but when I found out the meaning of a word, like what the original meaning of the word was, changed my whole perspective of the entire thing.
You'll love looking into the etymology of it. It's like a whole different science of it.
Yeah.
I'm on this app.
Big
So
reason why I stopped using the word queen.
Why? What's the etymology of queen?
The etymology of queen, if I remember correctly, is basically saying someone that's dumb.
Really?
Yeah.
I have the app open. A wife to a king. Here, do you want to read it? Because maybe you know which part. Because it has different.
Yeah, no, this is the new term. You have to go back even past this.
Scroll down, it should be.
Like the etymology of particular words will teach you so much, but because words are spells at the end of the day, right?
Yes.
So when words are spells at the end of the day, and then we're over here and we're dealing with corporations, a really important thing to remember is a corporation is a legal fiction. A legal fiction is an egregor. So an egregor is a thought form, right? So a thought form, we can put so much energy into it. It could be positive, it could be negative, right? It can absolutely have an effect on things. Like they even said, I remember a few years ago, somebody said to me, they're like, we made Drake into an egregor. And I'm like, what?
I was thinking of this,
I'm like, you guys did what? Like, you guys shouldn't be playing with that kind of stuff. You know that, right? And they're like, no, that's what we did. And I'm like, you should not be playing with that kind of stuff. Now, they said that they made him, Drizzy, into an egregor. Okay?
They made him into a thought?
A thought form. So you can do it beyond, they did it with Beyonce. But the thing is,
she has like a whole cult.
It's a thought form. So when
there was a K-pop star and they called it like whatever her name was and then ism, and it was like the way to be, the way to think. Yeah. Is that like
that's creating an egregor. So and it's a legal fiction, but it's an entity that you're creating, you're giving power to.
Yeah.
Money is a legal fiction. Money is an egregor.
Oh my God.
So how we all agreed on this thought form between us, and we all feed it, we put money into it, we put our energy into it every single day. That's the same thing, right?
And are you saying that that's dangerous?
It can be dangerous. It can be, because it's the same way like how we have people here that have billions, right? And they're doing a muck with it, right? It's what you feed it. The reason why I use Drizzy as an example is because it can turn on you, okay? Consider it in a beast that you're creating of thought.
You would love the show Chainsaw Man. It's an anime.
Yeah.
The whole point of the show is everything that everybody turns into egregors becomes an actual demon that shows up in the world. Like Chainsaw Man is the strongest demon because most people are scared of chainsaws. The gun demon is a really big one. Really, really, really big one. And
but
it's based on that's really cool.
So this is not going, it's going farther and farther back, but Middle English Queen, spelled Quean or Quene, was described as a low-born woman, or from the Old English queen, Cwene, a woman, female serf, hussy, prostitute.
That's crazy.
So when you trace back the etymology of things, like obviously they grow and evolve over time, and then they'll try to use it for something else or give it a different definition. But when you trace it back to like the root of it,
so every word isn't a Gregor then.
Everything language, everything in language becomes an agreement. Any thought form that we've mutually agreed on. Because if we're agreeing that shirt is red, right? Right? That's a thought form between us. What if we then decide to change the thought form? Right? And it's like, no, let's give it a little bit of burgundy.
So
maybe a little cherry red.
This sounds crazy, but let's say I had an idea. I was like, I'm gonna make a proposal that I know girls, they love the social media. I'm gonna make a proposal that we're not calling this red anymore. We're calling this bled. And that could hit, right? But like, how do you monetize off that? It's just a proposal, and then let's say a bunch of people adopt it. What then?
So I'll give you guys the technique that I use to monetize all my assets.
So there's a bunch. It's just you can just make it up.
Mm-hmm. So I have like a few techniques that I use for any of my assets. Okay. So yes, you can't just go ahead and do an idea and then all of a sudden then there's just money just magically comes. Okay. That's why I'll have tree planting, but it's called trees to music. My music will play in the background while we plant the trees. That's money. That's an asset right there.
Hold on, let me get this straight. You just invented a way. You just invented that. Like, it's like, well, my money's playing while we're, planting these trees. And then they're just like, yep. Like, I'll text out. But like, what? Okay, that makes sense. No.
Yeah, so basically now what we do is stores. Okay, so Clive Davis, what he did for Sears and everything with Mariah Carey, he blew her up in the 90s by using her music in Sears. Okay, so why wouldn't I just go ahead and put all of my music in all of my stores? So that's then an income. Then I can charge wholesale for the food. I have food forest. That means that the food that comes from my food forest goes to the grocery store.
Wait, what if I own Sears? I take an artist. The music is trash, but I promote it so much. Everybody hears it. Everybody hates this artist, but because it has so much plays, it still has value.
That's what's happening in the music industry right now.
No wonder freaking Jojo Siwa and I'm trying to think of people I don't Sexy Red and
right now
Megan Thee Stallion.
We're at an entry point right now where we are watching television and you're wondering, why is everyone in their 40s? Right? Because they couldn't afford to be on TV prior to that. Okay? It costs a lot of money to be in the union, to act. Okay, costs a lot of money. Really? So a lot of people, when they get into television and stuff, they got to pay dues every year. And if you can't afford to pay dues, then you cannot act.
So right? It's like 20-year-olds acting as teenagers.
Oh yeah, that's totally why.
It's evolved a lot now. But that's the reason why everyone was so old, so much older back then.
Well, it probably evolved a lot now, but people are way underpaid. Like it's probably just like a thing.
But think about this though. You still have a Taraji P. Henson, right? But think about how many actresses that are so young in their 20s, right? We can't really name a long list of 20 actresses.
And they don't make that much money.
That make none. They probably make nothing.
Yeah.
And the thing is I have a friend, he makes about $25,000 an episode for a show that he does, right? It took him such a long time. He's been acting since he's a kid.
Yeah. I heard that.
It's so long. Yeah. And he's been paying the union dues every year.
Crazy. Okay. Wait, so is that like if I have a subscription to something and I'm paying it every year or every month, like doesn't mean I'm making money. I'm paying for it to be there. Or no, that's not a good example. Like a better example is Twitter. To make money on Twitter, you have to pay subscription. YouTube, you don't have to pay to make money on. But Twitter, you need to pay the $10 a month in order to make money.
That's so like my SoundCloud, yeah.
Right. Oh, SoundCloud you have to pay to make money? Yeah. So then it's like I'm paying every year, but I might have been doing this for 20 years and I still haven't popped yet. And then now I start making like maybe